Hey Kevin, it's Jack from Caltech. Pretty good. We are getting ready to stream our athletic celebration today, and just wanted to make sure you were getting your stream. Perfect, perfect. Thanks so much. Okay, sounds good to me. Thank you.
There's this case that's been built. turns out, I'm actually not that good at pictures.
Photography, video, and audio recording are strictly prohibited without prior approval. Please take a moment to locate your nearest emergency exit. Keeping in mind, the nearest door may be behind you. All doors are identified by green exit signs. Thank you and enjoy the program.
You're on. I'm on. Well, welcome. What a great day, despite the unseasonably nasty weather. For whoever of our guests brought that with you, take it home with you when you're done. I'm Betsy Mitchell, Director of Athletics, Physical Education, and Recreation. Thank you each for being here today. We're here to recognize and celebrate the special, awesome role that competitive athletics can have on the education and development of our students. We have our Hall of Honor inductees here in the front row. Thank you so much for being here. We've shared a nice brunch this morning. I can't wait to hear your remarks. Over my 25-year career in many aspects of education and sport, the most impactful stories are the ones remembered and shared together long after the fact, by people who realize the transformative capacity of teamwork, mentoring, persistence, risk-taking, courage, resiliency learned through failure, and yes, joy experienced in victory. The self-discipline to compete within the spirit and letter of rules, and the perspective to give it your all, and also the balance to understand that it's just a game. The joy of the endeavor is not always instantly apparent. When your muscles ache, when you're late to an appointment, when you make the tough choice to go to bed early instead of out late. Often the realization comes at the end of the season, or even later in life, when you can reflect on the entirety of your career and those improvement points reveal themselves, or when you long for that wistful time when you thought you could just do anything you wanted to do. The job interview, when your potential employer says, "Tell me about a time that you set and achieved a goal, or worked with others, or overcame an obstacle, or worked on a team." We celebrate the accomplishments of us all, seeing ourselves in not only the individual honors bestowed on a few, but in each of us for our role and our contribution to those successes, past, present, and future. Allow me to share just a few of the many highlights with just a few of those names, illustrating our collective successes. Make sure to see yourself in these tidbits. Contributing in numerous ways, the tide is in fact rising. Another year, another big step forward for our new women's soccer program, which started the season with its first NCAA win over a very solid Oberlin team. With a roster size still less than half of several opposing teams, these young women came agonizingly close to their first SCIAC win as well. With 6 two-goal losses With 12 newcomers joining this fall, I think the rest of the conference would be right to be worried. Specific congratulations to Kristen Brown, who earned the program's first SkyAct recognition. A second consecutive season with a SkyAct win, this time against Laverne, for the first time in maybe 30 years, and the fourth best team GPA in the nation. Pretty good men's water polo. This team has accumulated 14 wins over the last 2 years, matching a high water mark from 2014-15. And Stephen Sapos was named All-SkyAct again, after last year becoming our first All-SkyAct player in a decade. Volleyball has had its best statistical season ever, despite missing some key contributors from last year, and they are clearly poised to make a huge impact this fall. The team set program records in kills and digs, while Lauren Lee became the first to reach the single-season 200 kill mark, and Megan Wang smashed the digs record. Both cross-country teams improved on last year's SkyAct standings, each placing fifth for the first time since the conference expanded to 9 teams. Simon Ritchie and Daria Fons became the first pair of Beavers to place in the SkyAct top 20 since the conference expanded, and the men posted the nation's second highest team GPA, while Claire Hu earned all academic honors for the second straight year, thanks to her impressive regional finish. One season after winning their first game since 2011, men's soccer outdid themselves with 4 this year, including a regional NCAA win in the season opener. My personal favorite highlight has to have been Theo Yang dribbling through what seemed like the entire Whittier team to set up the game winner in overtime in the season finale for a monumental SkyAct victory. Theo also earned the prestigious distinction of Academic All-District, while Kevin Yu was named All-SkyAct a second year in a row, and Samir Johnson, the SkyAct Newcomer of the Year. Big things ahead for him. Women's fencing sent its most fencers to regional in years, with Mei Ling Laras making her second appearance in 3 years after leading the foil team to second place in the conference, while Epe and Sabre both finished third. Men's fencing saw 3 returners reach the qualifying mark as well, including Qifeng Wang for the 4th time. Wang teamed with Zimo Zhu and Alex White to bring the conference championship trophy for Epe back to Pasadena where it belongs. What this women's basketball team accomplished this season is truly remarkable. Despite ending up on the short end of 4 losses by a total of 7 points to start the SkyAct season, and with a roster of barely 7 healthy players at any given time, these young women still managed to achieve the program's first 10-win season ever, and a record 4 SkyAct wins. Along with a number of team records, once again, Nika Helbritis became the all-time assist leader, and Elizabeth Iden joined both the 500-rebound and 1,000-point clubs, although Liz barely, really, with just 2 minutes left in her career, and earned the program's first D3 Hoops All-West region recognition. Grace Pang was also named All-SkyAct, and Nika was awarded the Conference Sportsmanship Award. Not to be outdone. Got time for clapping. Mr. Becker doesn't like it, but we always got time for clapping. All right, not to be outdone, men's basketball also reached double-digit wins for the first time in 65 years, and notched another 4 SkyAct wins on their own, along with numerous program records. Marcus G became the first player in 3 years to be named All-SkyAct, and was the only sophomore to earn that recognition, while Noah Barnes earned Newcomer of the Year. Alec Andrews just missed out despite ranking 2nd in conference assists. Women. swimming and diving overcame some serious adversity to finish in a record 6th place and just 11.5 points shy of 5th at the Skyac Championships. Brittany Pearson once again represented us at the NCAA Nationals. The team matched last season with 13 program records, including all 5 relays, while the men notched 5 program records and qualified 2 swimmers for nationals for the first time since 1981. Tom Gallup earned All-America Honorable Mention for the 3rd time in his career and was joined at the top of the Skyac podium by rookie Nick Jasinski as our Beavers matched their finish from the past 2 years in 6th place, 29 points behind the Tigers. You know I love it whenever we make the Tigers nervous. Claire Hu made the track and field podium for the 2nd straight year, this time in the brutal 10K run, while Michelle Marasigan finally set the program record in the 800-meter run to cap a fantastic Skyac Championships that saw the team better last year's point total by 5. A slew of other top 10 times fell throughout the season, including Molly Croto setting the steeplechase record, these brutal events. Men's track and field scratched out a single point more than last year at the championship meet, with Matthew Ernie again qualifying for finals in the mile run. Rookie Peter Kulitz was the highlight of the season, placing 5th in the triple jump at championships after being named all-region for the indoor season in March. Women's water polo won its most games in a season since 2016, including ending the year on a high note with 2 of their highest scoring outputs in conference play. Katie Johnson ended her career with the 3rd best single-season goals tally in program history, to go along with her assists and drawn exclusion records, while the team recorded its most assists in a season on record. I said last year, almost exactly to the year, that breakthrough is definitely coming. Well, baseball built on its Skyac breakthrough over the last 2 seasons with an astounding 5 conference wins for the first time since 1960. A season for the ages was fittingly capped with our first dual All-Skyac recognition since 1964, for the record I was not born, with Cortland Perry and Max Popkin both making the 2nd team. My staff may not be thrilled with the logistical issues it poses. I love it when it works out that this event happens before all of us are done for the year. Kana Moriyama and Varun Shankar are headed to the individual NCAA Nationals for tennis, making it the first time that both tennis programs have sent representatives in the same year. I don't think it'll be our last. Men's and women's teams achieved unprecedented success this year, with the men reaching a high of number 21 in the national rankings, while the women climbed even further to number 18. Varun is ranked 2nd in the entire West region and has already earned his 2nd All-American recognition after he and James Wade won the Fall West Regional Doubles title. Both were named first team All-Skyac after leading the squad to its 2nd straight Skyac postseason tournament. Kana also was named to the women's first team and won the Conference Character Award, while her teammates Anna Tafria and Serena Liu made the 2nd team after helping the Beavers qualify as the 3rd seed in their first postseason tournament. Great moments. Every team is asked to recognize a most valuable player for several reasons. First and foremost, to recognize excellence and appreciate the abilities of that person. And as we see from team results and our recent momentum, there can be no star and there can be no team success without amazing teams. So it's important for each of us to see ourselves in the contributions and the accomplishments of these standouts, but nonetheless important to recognize them. I ask that each of our team MVPs rise and stand in place to receive our appreciation for your contributions. this is a little harder for me. Will each senior now please stand and remain standing? Seniors, up. Stay standing, please. The life of a team needs leadership of all kinds. Each of us must manage ourselves within common expectations and commitments to maximize our personal and collective potential. But this special group is worth mentioning. In each team, seniors play a special role. The experience of longevity of commitment, of persistent sacrifice and perspective, of translator, the keepers of the brand, and of team culture, the watchful eye for younger members, the team memory of the nature of improvement and fun and competitiveness. Our seniors are special and deserve to be recognized as such. This senior class has given so much to our teams and our program through their 4-year commitment. This group represents the tipping point in our collective momentum. 73% of the athletes of this graduating class played 4 years. That's something. And while they're all not here, I will take 37 of them to lunch next Wednesday to say thank you. They stuck with it. They contributed. They improved. It was not easy. They led our teams to an increase across the board in winning percentage. Every single team that we have is much more competitive than when they were freshmen. Thank you. Thank you to our students. Department staff, your turn. Please stand, my team. Our coaches, our support staff. While certainly the reason that our teams exist is to provide opportunity to students, competitive education, and fun, the coaches and our staff that lead those efforts have a huge role in your experience. Often, coaches are a constant in a young person's life at very good and sometimes very challenging moments. From early in high school when they may meet you to long after college graduation, the impact is special. Please join me in thanking your coaches and our staff for everything they've done this year and over your careers. Thank you. Okay, general, but yet very sincere thanks and recognitions out of the way. Now we'll get on with the show, the reason that you actually came. Some quick notes to start. The Athletes of the Year and the Directors Award winners are invited to say a few words, and our inductees to the Hall of Honor will be giving short speeches reflecting on their careers at Caltech. For the flow of the program, we request that you please hold your applause for each award winner and inductee until they have come to the podium, where we will then have remarks and pause for a picture. We begin with our first Hall of Honor inductee, Thomas D. Burton, class of 1969. Tom enjoyed a distinguished football career in which he earned NAIA District 3 second team and honorable mention status. In addition to 3 All-Skylac selections, second team twice, in his many seasons of participation before he graduated early. He quarterbacked the Beavers to their final varsity win and first in 34 years, even clinching the game with an interception on UCSD's final pass. His exploits extended to track and field as well, where he placed 5th in the javelin and recorded the program's 3rd best mark prior to the 1985 redesign. Tom D. Burton.
Thank you, Betsy. Can you hear me? Yes. No. I wanted to say, first first of all, a thank you to Betsy. She's been very hospitable, and we felt really welcome here, so thank you. I have something else to say to you at the end. Thank you.
Get off mic, yeah.
My name is Tom Burton. I graduated in 1969. I played football for 4 years, track and field for 4 years. I also played basketball as a freshman because they needed somebody, a warm body to clog up the middle. So it was a great experience here. I went off and spent 8 years working in the aerospace business doing re-entry vehicle flight dynamics. And then I spent 38 years in academia as a professor and department head and started up 3 new aerospace engineering programs. But when it's all said and done, I had a good career, but the thing I remember most about Caltech was the athletic program. I can remember things that happened and plays that happened in football games just like they happened yesterday. And it's those memories plus the camaraderie that really stuck with me. I tried to think of something similar from my academic endeavors at Caltech, and the only thing I could come up with was the day that Lonnie Martin, our great wide receiver, and we were lab partners in hydraulics lab. We succeeded in flooding one end of the lab by letting our open channel flow experiment get out of control. That was memorable. But I realized that most of the academic things were things where you build and build and build, and you don't have these special moments, so to speak. And I'm really, really grateful that when I was here, and even more so now, the university is providing opportunities for undergrads to do NC2A sports. It's just amazing that here at Caltech right now, under Betsy's leadership, I think almost a quarter of the undergraduate students are involved in NC2A sports, which is a percentage that's way above almost any place you could name, especially the big universities. And so I think the thing that I remember most, we had great coaches. We had great coaches, and I had great teammates that I've maintained contact with through the last 5 decades. It seems impossible, but that's how long it is. And the victory we had over UCSD, 34-31 in November of 1968, was a really big deal to us. It doesn't sound like that to people who don't know anything about Caltech, but we knew that we had one chance to win a game that year, and that we better be ready for UCSD. And so the coaches did a good job of scouting, and I think we were all able to raise our quality of play on the same day, and we did beat them. And it was one of the most momentous events in my life, even though it's just a win. But it was a big deal to us, and it's caused me to understand a lot about the contacts you make, the people you meet, the leaders and coaches you play for. It's a wonderful thing, NC2A sports. So I'll stop there. I did want to say to Betsy, who talked to last night we had a dinner commemorating our 50th anniversary of the win, and she talked to us about all the things that are going on now. And so I just wanted to let you know that in order to have you stay here, we think that you should, in due course, approach the powers that be and see if you can get $1 million contract with bonus clauses. If you do that, we will support you.
Now can we have one with the Heisman Trophy? You know the Heisman Trophy, folks. The voting Heisman Trophy.
All right, our first student award today is appropriately the Scholar Athlete Award, which is presented to the senior male and female student athletes who have maintained the highest cumulative GPA and made significant contributions to their sports over their careers. If both recipients will come forward to receive their award together, and we'll hold our applause until they're both forward. The 2000 1819 female scholar athlete is a tie. Congratulations to both Claudia Condemas and Madeline Schroeder. The male scholar athlete is Nikhil Gupta. So many of the men's soccer team are actually playing right now in the GSC championship game. So there are many of the men's soccer players are not. Our next Hall of Honor inductee is Renee Dare, class of 2008. A highly accomplished scholar athlete in both basketball and track and field, Renee finished her career at Caltech with several program records and individual accolades. She became the first player in women's basketball history to earn All-SCIAC recognition and reach the track and field podium at the SCIAC Championships with a second place finish in the high jump, in addition to best of fourth in the long jump and sixth in the javelin. She held the women's basketball record for career assists for a decade and is the former leader in both double-doubles and points, currently ranking sixth, while she boasts an incredible 12 top 10 marks in track and field, including the best high jump, second-ranked heptathlon, and third 200-meter dash, javelin, and discus. She recently earned her PhD in biological design from Arizona State and has since pursued a career as a molecular biologist, currently working at Progenity Inc. in San Diego.
I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize everyone that makes athletics special and provides a space for athletes to be successful and to celebrate those successes. Betsy, obviously, the coaching staff, and the athletic staff. For me, as a student athlete, coming to the gym every day from this side of the street where no one knew my name, crossing over, and seeing everyone at the gym, knowing that they cared, was a highlight for me. Stephanie Fullis used to work the front desk, now she's in financial aid. Jeff was the equipment manager, Andre and Aaron, our trainers, who spent many hours with them. Vinny and Howard. Vinny is still here. It's really awesome. Yeah, they love Caltech. They knew our names. They celebrate our victories with us. I'd like to recognize the women who came before that made women's athletics possible. Women that played on men's teams. Women like Andrea Kung, who begged their friends who had never played a sport to join the team so it wouldn't get cut. And finally, the alumni like Barbara and John G. Barb, who's here today, and John, who's here with us, for their generosity of spirit and time, attending games and events every year, and whose continued friendship with me and many others is incredibly fun and special. So thank you again. I'm still and will always be incredibly proud to have been a Caltech athlete. The stories of wins and losses, teamwork and struggle, friendships that are still maintained. And I'm excited to continue watching as the program grows under all of you. Thank you.
Great sweater.
Council is an important group of dedicated and involved student athletes who meet regularly to discuss and engage with the athletic staff about our programs and initiatives, and are helping to build positive spirit on campus through our Orange Out program. A note of personal appreciation for the leaders of this year's group: Elizabeth, Aiden, Nika, Brittany Pearson, David Berger Manero, and Gabriella Chan. I know that next year's leadership will be determined in the coming weeks. I'm sure that the leadership will have some notes to share about their own experience with SAC. But I want to encourage each of you and your teams to become even more involved. I know that this takes time. This can be a true agent for change on this campus and help us determine how to shape your experience, both athletic and otherwise. We have some great campus leaders: student government, house leadership, freshman orientation. Please get involved on campus in addition to your teams and your schoolwork. SAC is part of the national NCAA governance structure and supports student voices, your voices, but more so helps express your needs, especially as we continue to ascend as a power in this conference and nationally. At this time, I'd like to welcome Liz to the podium to present this year's SAC Awards.
It is my pleasure to announce the winners of this year's Sportsmanship Awards. Serving on SAC has been a fantastic opportunity, not only for myself, but as a representative for all Scholar Athletes experienced this year. This has been an incredible year of progress for SAC, now better organized and already planning ahead for next year. I and the rest of the E-Board are excited to see what this more engaged group can accomplish in 2019-2020. The Sportsman and Sportswomen of the Year Awards are what we as student athletes see as our legacy. In its 7th year, we nominated teammates whom we felt are the best examples of what a Caltech student athlete should strive to be. If both recipients will please come forward to receive their award together, please hold your applause until both are named. The SAC Men's Sportsmanship Award for 2019 goes to Eric Quinn. And the SAC Women's Sportsmanship Award for 2019 goes to Kana Mariana.
What were their scores?
Our third Hall of Honor inductee is Kenneth Walker, class of 1974. An NAIA District 3 champion and one of 2 3-time SCIAC wrestling champions in the wrestling program history, Ken claimed his titles at 142 pounds and incredibly notched top 4 finishes in the district championships across 3 different weight classes. After receiving his master's and PhD in chemical engineering at Stanford, Ken spent 21 years at Bell Laboratories and currently serves as Director of Research and Development at Brightview Technologies. Ken could not be here today. I asked Jared Whitney, our Director of Admissions, who is actually a wrestler, he wrestled at Cornell, to be here to accept on Ken's behalf. He could not be here, so you all are stuck with me simply saying thank you on Ken's behalf.
for a short video.
and more all the time, more and more every year. It's fantastic. I'm honored to lead your department, really. All right, let's move along to our Women's Athlete of the Year. This award is presented to the student athlete in any class who has made the most outstanding contribution to her team during the 2018-19 academic year. The award is selected by vote of the athletic department staff from the team MVPs. The winner will come forward and share a few brief remarks in alphabetical order. The nominees are Skylar Dick, soccer; Elizabeth Iden, basketball; Allie Freimeyer, volleyball; Claire Hu, cross-country, track and field; Katie Johnson, water polo; Melee Juarez, fencing; Kana Moriyama, tennis; Brittany Harrison, swim and dive; and the winner of the Caltech Female Athlete of the Year for 2019 is Elizabeth Iden.
Thank you so much to the athletic department here, to my coach, Coach Reyes, most importantly to my team. It's kind of weird. I play team sport. Everything we do is a team accomplishment. I can't be prouder of how far we've come in these 4 years that I've been here. It's been a long journey, but it's been a great one, and I'm very thankful for all of the support and all the time I've had here. Thank you.
Lost my place. Hold on a second. There we go. All right. Our fourth Hall of Honor inductee is Jackie George, class of 2004. Jackie was a dominant force on both the swimming and diving and water polo teams in her time at the Institute. She held 7 individual records and a share of all 5 relay marks at her graduation, placing a high of 4th in the 100-yard butterfly and 5th in the 100 freestyle at the SCIAC Championships as a senior. She also led the water polo team to an unprecedented and since unmatched 8 wins over her final 2 seasons, setting a record with 11 assists in 2004. Having received a degree in mechanical engineering, Jackie briefly worked in the industry following graduation, but soon joined the Peace Corps as a volunteer teacher and community developer, the first in a remote Ghana village. She also spent several years as a project engineer with Rexam Engineering, Marketing, and Manufacturing to develop prototype tooling and coordinate testing utilizing 3D computer modeling. Another mouthful. Jackie, well.
It's an honor to be recognized with my fellow inductees into the Caltech Hall of Honor. I just want to say a few things, a few thank yous and some memories, and some of what has made me really proud to be in the Caltech athletics. Firstly, thank you to everyone who supported me while I was in the athletics. My parents, my coaches, the support staff, there was a lot of ice bags, and teammates, of course. Their words of encouragement, their patience in getting me into the pool, very cold mornings, their investment into me as a student athlete helped me to thrive here at Caltech. One particular call out, my mom is in attendance today. Hi, Mom. She has been one of my biggest supports ever since I started swimming. And even since I've left Caltech, her encouragement has been so important in my life. Because of all the support I've had from parents and coaches and teammates, swimming has had a huge positive impact on my Caltech experience. And most of my favorite memories, like Tom said, were made during the athletics here. One of my favorite memories is finishing the 800 relay my senior year. It was my final race. I loved anchoring relays. I loved when the team came together and worked really hard for each other. On the other end of the spectrum, my very first experience, perhaps my first day as a freshman, I came to a water polo practice having never done water polo before. And I asked my coach, what should I do? He said, get in. I said, well, what should I do? And he said, just swim up and down. We'll figure it out. Well, I did. Many mouthfuls of water later, and water polo has continued to be one of my favorite sports, especially to watch, because you know all the shenanigans happening underwater. Speaking of shenanigans, I recall a certain ditch day when I really wanted to put a zip line across the pool, and I was told, don't put a zip line across the pool. And of course, like a good senior, I ignored that. I put a zip line across the pool, and it was super awesome until it caused some light structural damage, and the statute of limitations is over. Finally, I will never forget, or perhaps never forgive, when my coach surprised me at SkyX by entering me in a race that I had never trained for, that also involved breaststroke that I was terrible at. It turns out the real reason he entered me in this race was to see if I could break the record that his wife had set. I did. I still remember that excitement and a source of pride, a sense of pride when achieving the top time. However, in the 15 years since all that, I've been more proud of the women who've come after me and have caused each of those records to fall. All of them. They consistently raise the bar and set the stage for even more talented people to come after and break their records. So thank you very much.
I'll get it my last one. Records indeed are made to be broken. The Men's Athlete of the Year Award, which is presented to the student athlete in any class who has made the most outstanding contribution to his team during the 18-19 academic year. This award, too, is selected by both of the athletic department staff from among the team MVPs. Will the winner please come forward and share a few short words? In alphabetical order, the nominees are Stephen Sepos, water polo; Tom Gallup, swim and dive; Marcus G, basketball; Peter Kulitz, track and field; Portland Perry, baseball; Simon Ritchie, cross country; Varun Shankar, tennis; Kevin Yu, soccer; and Zemo Zhu, fencing. And the Caltech Men's Athlete of the Year for 2019 is Varun Shankar.
Thank you to everybody here. It's a terrific honor to be awarded this award. Special thank you goes to Coach Jason and our entire team. As much as tennis is an individual sport, it definitely takes a team effort, and the support of my teammates really means a lot. And then also a special thank you goes to Gokul Srinivasaraghavan, who told me to do a long match against Pomona, which definitely was a turning point during the season. And then tennis at Caltech has been a terrific experience, so thank you to Betsy and Vinny, who worked tirelessly around the clock to make this experience possible. And then thank you to Coach Gamble, who set the foundation for this program over the past decade. So appreciate it.
I'm particularly pleased to announce our first former athletic director inductee, Warren Emery. Warren coached water polo and swim and dive over a notable career. Highly regarded on campus and among his peers, he presided over a period of significant change for Caltech athletics. He championed the expansion of the department's physical education course offerings, memorably quipping for an article in the Tech, "My feeling was that we ought to be doing more teaching." Along with the advent of Title IX and the Institute's compliance with the new federal law in 1972 that led to Caltech's first female varsity team. Prior to shouldering the mantle of athletic director from 1964 to 1989, Emery was Caltech's first full-time swimming and water polo coach, beginning in 1955. Under his guidance, the swimming and diving program won 5 SCIAC championship titles. Only one other program has won even one single championship during that span, boasting 36 individual and relay champions, while the water polo team earned 11 all-SCIAC first team and 16 second team honors. His swimmers set 8 conference and meet records at the SCIAC championships, headlined by the Beavers' only NAIA national champion, Henry DeWitt. Sadly, Warren passed away recently, and accepting on his behalf is the Fletcher Jones Professor of Geology, Chair of the Division of Geology and Planetary Science, Faculty Athletic Advisor, and most importantly, amateur triathlete, who I believe rode his bike 100 miles this morning already. John Kratzinger, are you here? Come on up, John.
Congratulations to all of you seniors. Thank you for the effort you guys have put into the program. It's been really fun to watch over the years. And spread the word, and good luck in the future.
Did you make it all 100 miles this morning?
Did.
I got a text. I'll be there, but I'm running late. Well, that's a pretty good excuse. All right. Our final Scholar Athlete Award is the Director's Award, which is given to seniors from a men's team and a women's team who have participated for at least 2 years on an intercollegiate team and made the most outstanding contribution to intercollegiate athletics during their entire Caltech career, both on and off the court, field, or pool. In competition, they represent Caltech with poise, integrity, and the spirit of competitive play. Beyond competition, they are stewards of the scholar, athlete, citizen ideal, displaying leadership, character, and maturity. These are young leaders who understand and live the values of an NCAA and Caltech scholar athlete and show us every day what striving for excellence looks like. The winners are selected and acknowledged by the athletic director, and so I ask both recipients to come forward and share a few remarks with us about their experience. Please hold your applause. We'll try for the final time. Please hold your applause until both come forward. And it's my real pleasure. The men's winner of the Director's Award is Jonah Krupp from baseball. And the women's winner is Shakti Vetreville.
First of all, I'd like to thank Betsy. Really appreciate it. And I'd like to thank my team and my coach. I'd particularly like to thank our coaches for coming in this year. They're as first-year coaches and doing a really nice job for us. So I really appreciate that. And I'm very thankful for the support of the athletic department.
Yeah, first of all, like volleyball is a team sport. I want to thank my team. You guys keep me going every day. You guys make me show up to practice when I don't want to. I'd like to thank Tom. You convinced me to play volleyball in the first place at Caltech. It's been a really great experience, and I don't know what Caltech would have been like without the support of this team and the support of the athletics department. Thank you so much, Betsy, and thank you so much for listening.
Coming to the close. We'll pause now before our final word of the day to again honor those of you who have reached the end of your Caltech journey. Wow. and it's the 1942 men's golf team, awarded posthumously to 8 varsity members and their coach. One of 2 championship-winning teams in program history, the 1942 men's golf squad ran the table with an undefeated SCIAC record in regular season and claimed the championship in medal play. A dominant trio of golfers nearly swept the podium at the championship round, with Bob Johns becoming Caltech's first ever SCIAC champion, Joe Garsh placing second, and Dexter Heyman tying for third, as they paced the Beavers team that recorded the lowest championship score in history. Obviously, none of these folks are with us today to accept the honor. As a not very good golfer, but one who enjoys a long walk spoiled by the game, I accept on their behalf. 1942 golf. Thank you so much to all of our inductees. We heard some incredible stories, I think, that truly embody what it means to be a Caltech student athlete or coach, whether it's 80 years ago or today. All we have left now in our program to do is induct these esteemed individuals. So I ask that our 3 present inductees come forward and stand to my left while I read the enshrinement. All right. This is where I get my most dramatic reading of voice out. Since the doors first opened as Throop University in 1891, the California Institute of Technology has changed conventional perspective in the math and science realm. From the concept of jet propulsion to deep space exploration, the notion of the quark to nanotechnology. Caltech's population of innovative thinkers collectively has and continues to change the world. The mission of Caltech is to expand human knowledge and benefit society, while also educating outstanding students to become creative members of society. Intercollegiate athletics has existed on this campus as a competitive outlet for these outstanding students willing to dedicate immeasurable time and effort, often leading to considerable success. With over a century's worth of teams, student athletes, and coaches, our athletic department is rich in history. We're here today to honor those who formed that history. This eclectic group encompasses multiple decades, numerous sports, and countless accolades, ranging from program record holders, SCIAC champions, and All-Americans. And whereas the NCAA Division III experience offers participation in a competitive athletic environment that pushes student athletes to succeed on and off the field, and whereas the mission of Caltech is to expand knowledge and benefit society through integrated education, whereas the Department of Athletics passionately supports the philosophy that a sound mind and a healthy spirit reside in a sound body. And whereas these individuals not only embody the collective mission of the aforementioned, they excel above and beyond expectations. And whereas this group represents the rich historic past of Caltech athletics, I proudly induct them into our Hall of Honor. My notes say, more by Betsy to wrap up. And I don't really have anything else to say. I am one of the lucky, lucky people in this world. I have my health. I have a great job. I get to do every day things that help other people. And I appreciate you allowing me to do that for each and every one of you. So thank you for being here. This concludes our ceremony. Please join us on the tent for some light refreshments. I look forward to seeing you all again in the future, next year, and back here for more induction. Have a great day.